Good morning. It is the day after we finished the Triple Crown area. We're just leaving the shelter, or we left the shelter a little bit ago, and we're on our way today. So the plan is to do, I think, a little over 14 miles. So from the shelter this morning to Daleville, which is just north of Roanoke, is 9 miles. So that's our first checkpoint for the day. And we would like to stop at the outfitters there because the one in Roanoke that we went to the other day didn't necessarily have all the stuff that we need. We would have liked to get bug nets, maybe some bug spray, because it's getting to be that time. If you may or may not notice, it's getting to be that time where all the bugs are starting to come out. Especially last night at the shelter, there were so many of them, and it was also so warm, so I kind of had to sleep outside my sleeping bag, but then you would also get bitten by bugs every now and then, so that's not great. What else are we looking for?
Possibly a new sun hoodie, because I've just ripped mine.
Yeah, Tribute has a hole in his sun hoodie now. You have 2 holes, actually.
Oh, great.
So we need to fix that. So yeah, we just want to make a stop at that Outfitters and then maybe grab some lunch. And then after that, it should be only 5 miles to the shelter for tonight. So yeah, that's the plan. Long term, we are looking at staying at a hostel sometime this coming weekend. Just to have another little break, just to narrow into a hostel. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So wish us luck. The weather is much better today than it was yesterday, not as hot. So hopefully we should be able to get some good mileage in, especially because the terrain isn't that bad today. So we will catch you later.
I'm sorry that I've put you on the back burner. Other matters have occupied my brain. I know that's not an excuse to forget about you, but I guess that's just life some days.
was a long one. So today was, all in all, I think exactly a 20 mile.
20 miles.
Yeah, exactly a 20-mile day. Not that bad in terms of how my feet are feeling, but it was still a rough day for me, and I'll tell you why. So the first thing was the heat. It is incredibly, incredibly warm. I think it's like a high of in the 80s, high 80s. So that made it really difficult. We had to take a lot of breaks, and the other thing that made it complicated was that water wasn't as abundantly available. Part of the trail basically ran alongside the Blue Ridge Parkway. So we actually decided to walk part of the Blue Ridge Parkway just because there's more views. You don't get as many views on the trail because there's actually too many trees blocking the way. So
It's literally parallel to it though. So.
Yeah, it's like right next to it. Yeah. So for any purists out there, don't come for me. I don't care. So yeah, at one point we had lunch at one of the outlooks on the parkway, and we realized that we just had so little water left. I think I had about like 200, 300 mil of water. You had even less. And we still had about 4 miles to the next shelter. Water sources were still scarce. So we continued walking on the parkway, and I just went up to a random camper van. The door was open, people were inside, so I went up and asked them if they had any water they could give us. And thankfully she did. She said that they didn't have much, but they were about to go into town, so she gave us the rest of what she had, which was really, really nice of her. I don't know what we would have done without that.
Struggled.
Yeah, definitely. So that was a thing that wasn't really great, just the heat, the lack of water. I also, so I don't drink caffeine, like I don't do coffee, I don't drink tea. I'm purely fueled by my own tiredness every single day. But we got these new electrolyte packs that have caffeine in them. So I thought I'd give it a try today. And I don't know, I think it worked, but the problem I have with caffeine, and the reason why I don't drink it, is because it makes me feel not so great. Basically, I have anxiety, and a lot of the symptoms that come with anxiety, like my stomach doesn't feel very well, they also happen to come when I drink caffeine. So I had caffeine this morning, I felt not so great, and my brain was trying to say, hey, these are the same things we feel when we have anxiety, so let's just feel anxious right now. So yeah, when that happens, I start to mentally get very, very anxious, and I start to overthink things. In my case, I'm a little bit of a hypochondriac, so I was thinking about everything that's literally wrong with me. I was thinking about how my big toe still has this kind of nerve issue and it's not sorting itself out. I was thinking about how my hip the past 2 days has been playing up and it feels really tight and I can't quite get it into place. I was thinking about, the really stressful thing. I was thinking about all the bug bites that suddenly appeared on my arms yesterday. I'm looking at them and, I got cream at the outfitters. They're doing okay. I'm taking allergy medication, blah, blah, blah. But then I started to think, well, what if they're not bug bites? Or what if they're not insect bites? What if they're like bug bites? So I started freaking out about that. And panicking that like all my stuff has been infested. Googling what the difference between bed bug bites and all this other stuff is. I don't know, but Tribute doesn't have any bites like that. They literally only came yesterday. And the past 2 days were the first days that I've ever worn short sleeves, and they're just on my arms. They're nowhere else on my body. You don't have any bug bites or any bites like that.
I've got loads on my hands.
But they're fly bites, like they're flies.
Yeah, I saw them. I've seen them
Yeah.
biting. But that was in the shelter last night.
Yeah. And the shelter that we stayed in right after we got back on trail, after Roanoke, was really, really, there was just a lot of insects around. And I know for sure that some of those bites came from that night. And then they all suddenly appeared the next day in more abundance. So I had to wear my long sleeve shirt today, just to see if they got any worse or any better, if there's any more. So all of that to say, I tell you about my woes, not because I'm looking for advice. I can Google stretches for my hips. I can, you know.
Sympathy.
Yeah. It's more just to, just to accurately reflect what is going on at the moment.
So the reality of being on trail.
Exactly. I did, when we got to the shelter, I did take apart my entire bag and look through every single item to check for any bed bugs, and I don't see any. So again, I don't think it's that. So don't come for me with bed bug advice, because I really don't think that's what it is. I think I just get very unlucky when I get bitten by bugs, and I have quite severe reactions. So again, these are all things that can be managed, and I will figure out how to manage them. It just comes with being on trail. So yeah, but otherwise I'm very proud of ourselves for doing the 20. It would have gone faster had it not been so hot, but I don't know. There's always something in the way of us doing big miles. So yeah, I'm going to eat. Oh, the deer gone?
You can hear him around.
Oh, okay. Yeah, gonna eat. We've pitched our tents, so hopefully the deer don't mess with us tonight, because this shelter is not it. It smells weird. There's a lot of, like, bees around. Yeah. You saw
There's a lot of bees and wasps hanging around that top corner.
Yeah, you heard something scurrying around earlier, didn't you?
I saw it. I saw the mouse tail.
Oh, okay. So we're not staying in there. Yeah, we've pitched our tents. So hopefully tomorrow is a better day. But it's not going to be, because it's going to be just as hot. And see, here's the thing I was telling Tribute earlier. Like, I feel like a lot of people are so quick to stop what they're doing and, like, take shelter if it gets really, really cold. But I don't feel like people do it as much when it gets really, really hot. I don't know, maybe people just generally have a higher tolerance for warmth, but I am not one of them, and I would much rather take a day in the Smokies that we had. Go back to my previous video if you haven't seen it. I'd rather take one of those days over the hot weather that we've been having today. It's just...
People were literally trying to plan their exit from the Smokies and how to flee that cold night. And like,
yeah,
I would rather flee to a hotel with air conditioning right now.
Yeah, because my thing is, like, I can put on layers, I can walk and I can feel warm. I'm not as thirsty when it's cold. But like, I literally cannot take my skin off when I feel so hot. And there's only so much that, like, a little bit of shade can do. And also, if you run out of water, then you're screwed. So, yeah, that's my rant. I'm gonna go eat now, and I'll catch you later. Bye. I think I've hit rock bottom today. I'm just having an even worse day than I had yesterday. It's just so hot today. I think it's around 2 p.m. right now, and it's... the heat is so unbearable to me. And I just have that same feeling of anxiety that I had yesterday. And then after that whole conversation last night about, like, what the hell has bitten me all over my arms, I started to get paranoid again that all of my bug bites actually are bed bugs. Couldn't sleep at all last night. because there were so many bugs trying to fly in my tent. Thank goodness for the mesh. But there were like huge beetles and spiders and things, and it just put me on edge the entire night. I tried to sleep with my earplugs in, but some of them were like so loud and right up against my mesh that I just couldn't sleep. I didn't want to touch the edge of my tent because I didn't want to touch them. I was paranoid that I'd introduced bed bugs into my tent or something. And I was so paranoid about it that we tried today to get to a campground where they had laundry, and I was just planning on blasting all of my stuff in the dryer. But we got to the road crossing at about 9 in the morning. I've probably called them about a dozen times. They never picked up. So, couldn't get to the campground. We're in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what to do. I don't want to take my sun hoodie off because then I don't want things to keep biting me. But my arms are so itchy. I have cream, but they're still so itchy. And it's just layers of sweat on DEET, on sunscreen, on sweat, on DEET, on sunscreen, on top of these bites. And it hurts so badly. And the rest of the day is just completely uphill. It's just so hot. What the And I feel so stupid for, like, crying on camera. It feels so inauthentic, but, like, I have been sitting here for a few minutes already, just upset. I had to sit down because I felt like I was gonna, not necessarily pass out, but I just felt so tired. I just want to, like, go to sleep. This is probably just the heat getting to me now, but, like, oh my god. I just feel awful. And we still have like 9 miles to go to get to the shelter. So I don't know what to do. Our plan was to go to a hostel tomorrow. And I think after the shelter tonight, it would be about 15 miles to the hostel tomorrow. So I'm really hoping that we can get to the shelter tonight, wake up early, so that we can go into town tomorrow. I want to go to the laundromat before going to the hostel, because I just don't feel comfortable, even if I'm not 100% sure where all these bites on my arms are. And I've checked all my stuff and it seems okay, but I still don't feel comfortable with the idea of going into a hostel not knowing if I have bedbug bites on me or not. So I really just want to just clean all my stuff before we go. I really need a shower, and I just really want like a cold drink. And the water sources aren't very good today either, so that's going to be difficult. So yeah, I'm just not having a good day. But I can't sit here all day where I'm in the middle of nowhere, so I just gotta keep going. Honestly, I could nap. I'd rather like nap and then night hike when it cools down, but just, I don't know. I also want to get to the shelter as soon as possible. I'm just exhausted. If I had like an infinite supply of water, I think that would make this entire day easier, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can gather my stuff, and then keep going slowly but surely. I'll catch you later.
I wish that I could see what the hell is wrong with me, but I don't. No, I'm getting there, but it's getting so hard. I guess I should have known the way to let it go, but I don't. No, I'm getting there and it's breaking your heart.
I wanna travel the world with you, counting the stars. I wanna do everything you do, counting the stars.
I wish that you could see all that is good in me, but you don't. Now you're getting there, but it's getting so hard. I guess you should have known the way to let me go, but you don't. Now you're getting there, and it's breaking my heart.
I wanna travel the world with you, counting the stars. I wanna do everything you do, counting the stars. I don't mind, and I don't care.
If we get lost in the world out there, I don't mind, and I don't care. As long as you are standing there. I wanna travel the world with you, counting the stars. I wanna do everything you do, counting the stars.
Hello, what's up? So I realize now that I didn't film anything yesterday, so I should probably catch you up as to what we've been up to, since we're obviously not in the woods right now. So yesterday we got up really, really early. We left the shelter. We had gotten to only really late the night before. We left the shelter at about 5:45 a.m. And that's because we needed to get down to make it to Glasgow, Virginia, or Glasgow, how do they pronounce it? I don't know. And that's because I wanted to get some stuff done before we got to the hostel we were at. And yeah, basically, this whole bug bite situation thing. So logically in my head, I knew they weren't. I know they're not bed bugs. I'd actually ended up getting bitten the day before, again, by some more insects. And they look the exact same as all the other bites I've been having on my arms. I continually have been checking my stuff for evidence of them. They're not there. But the thing with this anxiety that I've been feeling lately is that it just manifests itself in such a way that, like, once I get a thought, it, like, sticks in my head and I obsess over it, and I kind of, like, catastrophize things. So even though Tribute was telling me that it's not bed bugs, I asked my mom, because we'd had previous experience with them before, many, many years ago. She said it didn't look like them. And even in my head, I knew they weren't bed bugs, but I still, like, I would rather be safe than sorry, and I think people would understand that. Like, I would rather have someone take precautions than not. Like, it's just the polite thing to do. So, but yeah, basically, we left the shelter super early, hauled ass, did 14 miles to get into town so that we could get to the laundromat. We actually ended up getting our first hitch successfully into town. These 3 college guys picked us up, and they were really nice enough to drive us into town. So we did all of our laundry. So we went to a laundromat in town. We put everything that we could on a wash and then on really, really high heat. And then everything else in our bags, we sprayed the crap out of with rubbing alcohol. So we went to Dollar General, bought a ton of bottles of rubbing alcohol, bought a spray bottle, and then just sprayed everything else that couldn't be in the dryer. And again, even though I knew we didn't have bed bugs, it was probably for the best anyways, because our stuff needed to be clean. Some of it was quite gross, so it needed a good refresh. So yeah, anyways, we got that out of the way. We got to the hostel, had a shower, all that stuff, settled in, went to dinner, and then we went to Dollar General for our resupply. And while we were walking around, my hip was just giving me such grief, like it has been for the past few days. It started hurting on that 20-mile day. I kept walking on it on the 17-mile day, the 14-mile day yesterday. So I think it's just a lot of pressure has been put on it, even though I'm not wearing a backpack like I was yesterday, like it still hurts, and I'd rather not continually push it. So it is a little bit upsetting because, well, basically we decided to take a 0 today, to give my hip time to heal. So yeah, I was upset at the idea because, and I'm sure a lot of people can understand, you feel guilty having to take another day off because you're like, oh, I could be making more miles. But I knew logically in my head that, like, my hip hurts just walking around the store with nothing on my back. So, like, I probably should give it a rest. Even though we, like, just took a 0 day the other weekend, I'm just trying to be kind to myself and kind to my body. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna take this day to relax, actually properly ice it and everything. So long story short, that's where we are. We are at the hostel today. We are having a 0 day. I'm actually using the little foot spa thing. Ooh, what's that? Oh, with bubbles. That's very loud. So yeah, we're just chilling. By some circumstances, we have been left alone in the hostel, and Tribute has been designated the person in charge.
I run the hostel now.
So he runs the hostel now. So if anybody comes by, we are in charge of giving them the tour. So yeah, we're just chilling. It's 9 a.m. I've had, like, not even kidding, 10 pancakes. We're watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So yeah, we're gonna relax and try to enjoy our day, try not to stress too much. The other good thing is that I can take another shower, try to get all these bug bites under control. I've been taking a lot of, like, Benadryl and putting a lot of lotion on my arms, which, again, because we've been out in the woods the past few days in the sun, I've just been sweating, not showering, all that stuff. It probably hasn't helped to heal them. So what were they? They were just like black flies.
Black flies.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I think my skin is more reactive than normal. Like, I have very sensitive skin, so I think once they started biting me, it just looks horrendous. So
You seem less appealing to ticks though than I am. So
So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Tribute has found like how many? Like at least
in a 2 mile stretch, I think I had 12
12 ticks.
in a 1 mile stretch. Yeah,
Jesus.
like one after the other. I saw them when they. So I don't, yeah, they weren't. I found maybe 2 that had latched onto me that actually had bit. Like that I could just take off right away, but I found loads like after walking through a patch of like long grass. I just have to stop every time, look down, and I'd find one and just like flick it off or crush it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just more delicious maybe for the ticks.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to chill. I imagine this vlog is gonna be chaos. It's basically the delusions of a hypochondriac. Maybe that's what I should call it. Don't laugh at me. It's the delusions of an anxious hypochondriac and someone who rather would be safe than sorry, but yeah, it is what it is.
I just hit 500 subscribers. That's good news.
That's good news. All right,
Thank you.
I'm gonna go, so we will catch you guys later. Bye.